97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
This is the 3 p.m. news update on U975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Sharon Balrup. Good afternoon. The movement for social justice is about the people and proper representation and has no time with the nastiness typically seen during the election campaign period. This from MSJ candidate 4.14 Ernesto Quesa, who said the party is hoping to attract the undecided vote as it gears up for the August 10 general election. The party, which recently opened its new office in the heart of Point Fortin at School Road, has been busy on the ground campaigning. The Ministry of Public Health Public Relations Officer in Guyana, Terence Issei Boom, this morning confirmed that there has been a 19th coronavirus disease-related death. Issei Boom revealed that the man died at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation COVID-19 intensive care unit yesterday afternoon. And that's the news update to 3 p.m. Join us at 4 p.m. for major news. I am Sharon Balrup. Good afternoon.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rosha Douglas Road, Barraco, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BT Sino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, for Talk Your Talk.
Join us on the journey to the polls. Find out about the candidates, the campaigns, the promises, and much more. You can now listen to your daily dose of politics, Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. right here on U97.5, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
PNM is the choice, PNM is the voice, PNM only way on election day is the right choice at the right time. Hands in the air for the policy. Hey.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
A very good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago, and to all my colleagues in studio with me, Irma Ratan Singh and Shiva, of course, who have us live on RCL U975 FM. You can catch us live, streaming live on YouTube or on the traditional radio band of 975. Welcome to Politics 2020. I am Ann Duki in your company for the next 3 hours, where we are discussing current issues and, of course, general elections, the heat of things that is happening in and around the People's National Movement, the United National Congress, the MSJ, and so many other parties who are contesting the general election on August 10th. Come August 10th, you will have your opportunity to stain your finger and make your choice. And this afternoon, I want to deal a bit with the history of finance campaigning. It is a lengthy one. It is one that goes way back when originally political parties were formed. Campaign finance reform have always been unregulated in this country. It have been promised by the People's National Movement during Dr. Rowley's presentation of the People's Amendment Bill 2020. I will remind you, Dr. Rowley said that this bill represents a solid commitment he made to the nation that campaign finance reform will be enacted. But until today, that has not been the case. It's another shortfall of the existing law. He pointed out the fact that it did not regulate an incumbent government access to state resources before and during an election campaign period. He said the loophole allows an opportunity to supplement a candidate resource with state resource. And who is monitoring this? What about our external sources of monitoring campaign finance? I'm speaking about the various chambers of commerce, like the American Chamber of Commerce. You would recall back in 2013 when independent Senator Helen Drayton piloted in a private motion the establishment for a joint select committee to propose a legislative framework to govern election campaigns. And until today, we are in 2020 and that still have not been done. You can call me in on 636-7547 or 227-5739 if you wish to get in onto the program. Added to that, I expect to interview Ernesto Kiza, who is the MSJ representative for the Point Fortin area. You would remember last night Dr. Rowley have appealed to all members of the Oil Fields Workers Trade Union, that is the OWTU, to stain their finger next to the Balizé. Dr. Rowley had made a promise of finally dealing with this Petrotrin issue. The Petrotrin deal is ready, he says. He has warned supporters that UNC will block it if they win the elections. So he's calling on OWTU to vote PNM to ensure it is done. The Prime Minister said the government is ready to sign off. And Ernesto Caesar is a representative of the MSJ, that is the Movement for Social Justice, led by Mr. Abdullah, Mr. Clyde Abdullah. And he's also a representative of the OWTU. So he stands in the middle. We want to hear what he has to say. Will him going up in the Point Fortin seat put a spokes in the wheel of the People's National Movement candidate for Point Fortin? I also expect to chat with Mr. Tilak Singh, Shankar Tilak Singh, who is the councillor for Cedras. We are hearing so much about illegal people entering the countries in batches. Venezuelans I'm speaking about. And then there are those who wish to return to their homeland and they are not being allowed to do so. We'll get into the inside of this issue with Mr. Shankar Tilak Singh. Also expected to be on the program was Michelle Benjamin, the candidate for the United National Congress for Moruga Table. And you know, I don't want my listeners to think that I am only interviewing everyone else except the UNC. I have tried. She did answer me and promised to get back to me. I have tried several times and she did not respond, but I will keep trying. She said she has cottage meetings this afternoon. You know, I wonder, listeners, some of these candidates, I wonder some of these candidates, if they have not yet been elected and they do not have time for the public, what would happen when they get into office?
When they get in office, are they going to be as active as they are now? And we want to see these people get up and get going and do what they promised to us. We want the promises to be fulfilled. We want that action instead of just the big outlook we have now. We don't want that. We want all the actions to come into, we want to see develop.
They make a lot of promises and hype
they don't
up
keep
and
them.
If you are too busy to speak to me now, what would happen when you get into office?
I think if they know that they have such a hectic schedule, put the juniors in place so there's always support so that the people will be served at some point in time.
You know, I have been dealing with politicians for 21 years.
Yes.
And over my years of experience, some of the most humble politicians are the ones who make themselves easily available to the media.
Yes.
They are the ones who come out on top, positive. I could call some names like Sadiq Baksh.
Yes.
Jack Warner. They would not hesitate to speak to you or be
Yes.
interviewed at any moment. And yet they serve the people. Then there are some politicians who think that, well, they are too good to speak to you. Then how are they going to serve their constituents?
Well, to get into politics, you have to be a people person, and it's a 24-hour job, so you must make the time for the people who voted for you.
So, well, we have a few candidates here. I also hope to speak with the St. Augustine People's National Movement candidate. That is Miss Renuka Sagram Singh Soklal. Representative Mr. Gooden have promised me an interview at just about 3:45. We will be calling her to see how the campaign trail is going. You're locked on to Politics 2020 on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio. Let us take a short commercial break before we come back and start dealing with the issues of the day.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters, and water pumps, plus all parts for Goul, Pentax, and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton, and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, for Talk Your Talk.
Join us on the journey to the polls. Find out about the candidates, the campaigns, the promises, and much more. You can now listen to your daily dose of politics, Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. right here on U97.5, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
PNM is the choice, PNM is the voice, PNM only way on election day is the right choice at the right time. Hands in the air for the police, hey.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
Just about 18 minutes after the top of the hour, listeners and callers, you can also WhatsApp us on 3784975. That's right. We have a new WhatsApp number here in studio. So if the lines are busy and you're not getting through, you can WhatsApp your messages on 3784975. Meanwhile, you can continue to call in the traditional numbers of 636-7547. That's 636-7547 or 227-5739. What do you think about Petrotrin deal ready? Prime Minister Dr. Rowley said the Petrotrin deal is ready. Everything seems to be happening now that the election bell has rung.
Everything is on a roller coaster because it's time for the people to vote. But we want to hear from the callers. We want to hear their view, their arguments, and what they expect.
Yes, call us in 636-7547 227-5739. Smith not fired over any sexual harassment complaint. Dr. Rowley says that. We get back to that after this caller. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon.
And do you believe that? Good afternoon to you.
Mr. Bank Village, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you and the lady there.
Yes,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
You believe anything that come out of the leader of the PNM?
Well, it is not for me to believe.
I don't want you to answer because I don't want to put you in trouble. You understand? But let me tell you something.
But he's the Prime Minister, you know.
Yeah, but yes. We can't change that. You understand? We have the opportunity now and we're going to change it. But my question to you, from the beginning of time, this gentleman become the leader of the opposition, and from the beginning of time, he create.
Look at the man praying humbly.
Sorry?
Look at the man praying humbly with the Muslim regime.
Some of us walk with Jesus, and they betray him for 30 pieces of silver, You understand? So, in the end of the day, I am not judging the gentleman. But what I'm saying to you, it's in the public domain from the beginning of time that this gentleman gets into office. He lies, he make up, fabricate, and all kind of stupidness. But I will tell you something. The Petrotrin people, and I see that underneath on a page there, when he write, and the media person write, they say you have to vote for us, and the deal will be sealed. You understand? Vote for us because the PP government, be careful of them with the UNC. You understand? Because in the end of the day, he know exactly what he's telling the people them. That's how he went to Tobago and bullied the people them. But let me tell you something. I notice now that the PNM is cutting ribbon, throwing sod, all kind of things. You understand? And I ask myself the question.
Bank Village, before you continue, doesn't every government that when they are in office?
But that is the same gentleman, with due respect, ma'am, that is the same gentleman who chastised the PP government because he tell them they have voting thing they're on. But let me tell you something. The bigger picture today, that the people have to ask the PNM that what you have done and show accountability with the money you have been spent for the people from 15 to 20. If you cannot tell us where the money gone and where the money, used to do, what you use the money to do, show us and tell us if it's transparent and if it's accountability to all. And I will ask the question to the PNM supporters. Ask the PNM what they have done with $300 and something billion. You understand? More than the PP government. And the PP government could show. You can't tell me that you pay bills because in the end of the day, when Manning leave, the PP government had to pay bills. You can't tell me that. You understand? The PP government could still show what they do and what they buy and what they bill. You understand? And what they do and all kind of thing. But I want to ask you, Mr. Rowley, with due respect, sir, you and the finance minister, give me an account and tell us where that money gone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bank Village. I keep saying that whichever party is in power, it is the same story.
Same story.
They have little money for campaigning, and yet we don't have campaign finance reform. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to both of you. I want to just find out something, or somebody could clarify this for me. The UNC, the opposition leader said that she's going to reopen back Petrotrin.
Yes.
The Prime Minister said that that is a waste of time, they're going to lose money. How come the trade union people going to take it, they aren't paying no money yet, and they're going to make money? I just can't understand that if one could make money, and the other
why
one
the other
can't
can't do
money.
it?
Yeah, that's very puzzling to me.
But sir, only the OWTU leader can answer that. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
And this same gentleman who stand up and tell the OWTU when they're giving out land, they say when the last administration was in office, the full Petrotrin workers, they wasn't making a profit. But appointing you, OWTU, he was on the platform pointing you, he said, hey, let me tell you something, appointing you, that I know you're going to take that refinery and make money and profit. Why you can't take the same thing and make profit? You see, that is the foolishness. And that people they're not listening to the Prime Minister, how he talk, and he's trying to buffer people's mind and trying to fool people to make them feel that everything is good. Because the look at the sugar industry. You understand? The UNC said, listen to me, we're going to start it because the reason why they're pointing using St. Martin, because before it closed down, it have new equipment there. You understand? It have new equipment there, and it would not be hard for the people to do it. You understand? But PNM's tendency is to shut down, and the MPs and them who want to be there, promising people everything will be good under the sun. You understand? That they had 5 years, and I say before again, they cannot show you nothing that they have done for that 5 years to the people there. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. And just quick question. Those top 7 ministers that in PNM government, which is, I could call names, right?
Yes.
Rowley, Inbert, Faris, Dial, Rohan, Stuart Young, and them. Do you really think them cares if they win the election or lose the election? Them fellas do enough, and them have enough. Them don't care about nobody more than themselves. And all them concerned, election come and over with. Win or loss, them good to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to everyone there. You can't rely on nothing that this man says. He's very dishonest. While he say that the question involved, he just waited on the oilfield workers trade union when they are ready to pass it on. But you cannot rely on nothing that he says. Very dishonest. That's the point.
Okay, thank you, caller. Well, to answer the question about the oilfields workers trade union, the trade union through their company Patriotic Energies and Technology, they were chosen as the preferential bidder to get the Petrotrin refinery. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, this is Triple D.
Yes, Triple D.
Right, hear this one. I don't know if you heard it last night, but I heard it where Dr. Rowley is saying that Watson Duke have a case hanging over the rape. I wonder where Dr. Rowley, I wonder if Dr. Rowley have proof on that, or is it a judge, or the jury, or the policeman who charged Watson Duke? Like Rowley forget when you have 16-year-old yellow. Thank you.
Thank you, callers. Please avoid bashing anyone personally, as we do not hold responsibility for that. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon. What has happened is that Mr. Duke have a charge pending in court. But what the question involved is that what Dr. Rowley is saying, that having a charge that he should be disqualified from what we call entering into politics and into that field, what he's seeking, right? But then the law does not say that.
The law does not. The law of Trinidad and Tobago does not say that.
They say when you are convicted, then
exactly. Only when you are convicted, then you cannot be elected. 636-7547 227-5739 if you wish to get in onto the discussions. We are talking about Petrotrin refinery sale. Government ready to sign deal with Patriotic Energies. Hello, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies. You know, continues to amaze me. I can't say I admire Dr. Rowley as yet, but it really amazes me to see how Dr. Rowley could reach out to some of his enemies and bring them closer to him. Like Penny, she contested the election against him, they had bitter votes and so on. Now she's back representing the PNM in a seat. Roger said all sorts of things about Rowley cannot run the country, you don't have a clue or anything. Rowley and Roger are now finger in ring, right? And you could continue like this. The opposite to that, you have Kamala cannot patch up with her people, who she know for years, even up to Winston Dukaran. Recently you had Bo Tiwari and Prakash Ramada, Ganga Singh, Karim, these fellas, you just push them aside and Rowley reaching out to his people and bringing them back. He's a man looking to win an election. He can't do it by himself. And he is now, supporting, he should have the support of ASHA, the big Muslim league, with him. Up to 2 days ago, they say they don't take sides. Winners remain silent and decide what they want to do. But he was able to get them in the open to say they're supporting him, together with Mr. Nizam Mohammed, who was a UNC representative, former NAR man, Speaker of the House, and so on. He even worked for Kamala. They had a problem. When he gave her the result, what she put him to do, and she fired him. So it amazes me really how she continued to drift apart from these quality politicians. And opposite to that, Rowley pulling his closer to him. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, caller. 636-7547, 227-5739. If you wish to get in on the discussion, we are talking about Petrotrin refinery sale. Government ready to sign the deal with Patriotic Energies. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Is Kenny will be ever coming back?
I am not aware of that, sir.
Okay, all right. I want to know if Roger and them could run a parlor, far less for an oil.
Well, he's the head of the Oil Fields Workers Trade Union, you know.
I know he's a Rabbi Rogza, a Rabbi John, but can he run an oil company? Is he an Arab? When these fellas make profit...
so you don't have to be an Arab to run an oil company?
Right. When these fellas make profit, going and nobody see where it's going. As for Ms. Kamala, if people not getting along with her, go your way, right? Look at Mr. Pandey, this man toting feelings, but if Mr. Pandey had remained at the helm of the UNC will be in opposition forever, okay? And about the crime, my God, I hear people complaining about crime. You know, when any government do something about the criminal and them, you know, here, I said a racial nonsense. If your left arm hurting you, would you go treat your right arm? Would you go and treat your leg? No, you have to deal with your left arm, right? So if the criminals are coming up for certain areas, you have to deal with them. And that's in our race. Look what happened in America recently. Look what happened in Trinidad 2 weeks ago in Port of Spain, burning tires, pelting people's cars, robbing people, burning Aman Maxi, jumping up on people's cars. This kind of behavior is for the bush, it's for the jungle. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, caller. Remember, listeners, tomorrow is nomination day, Irma. Tomorrow is July 17th. It is nomination day tomorrow. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Me again. Yes, one quick thing. I hear a man named called us now. This man, Roger. When UNC was in power, every street in Port of Spain, every TV station, every radio, you was to see and hear this man for 5 years straight. Just the other day, I asked if he migrate from Trinidad, if he evaporate, if he resign. You'd never hear this man again. Oil business coming up, you hear about him. So all I wanted to know is if he only comes out when UNC is in power. Thank you.
Thank you. Those questions you'll have to pose to Mr. Roger, you know. Maybe someday I will have him on the program. But I have a representative of the Oil Fields Workers Trade Union who is supposed to come on this show. I am waiting for him to send me permission when to call him. That is Ernesto Kiza, who is the Trinma representative in Point 14. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Anne.
Yes.
Good afternoon, the next Duki.
She's not here today. It's Irma.
It's Irma here today.
Yes.
Okay.
You could simply say ladies.
Lady, good afternoon, lady. Yes. Now, when this thing started, this PNM and this Roger and this selling of this oil company, they say there were 77 companies bid.
Yes.
Besides the OWTU, can you name one?
Not offhand right now.
No, because it's a big secret. I remember.
They did name some of them. Three of them had made the final record, and then from the three they chose Patriotic Energies.
I talk about after the three. People call and ask to name the rest because they want to know who's these 77 people. And the Minister of Finance and the Attorney General say, you can't let out people companies a secret. You and the government, that is PNM, and OWTU is seeing about the people Petrotrin, but the people can't know about it. What's secret about that? That is our company, the people company. And all when they go on platform, all they say, always the employers and we the employee. Don't mind being government. So you hide anything from your employer. We want to know.
Well, as a citizen, you have a right to, you can apply and to find out for information.
Yes. I don't have to apply. They're supposed to tell us.
I don't think any government will come out and say that.
Yeah, okay. Well, under the Freedom of Information.
Freedom of Information Act, yes, you can apply and find out.
Okay, then the next thing is, Anne, when you go to sell a company for somebody, they have to show you where they're getting their money to see about a company. Roger and them could never come up with it. How they give the people the company $700 million, where they getting it from? They have to show them how they can get it. They're now going to look for financiers. How you give these people a company already and they're now going for investor financiers? So this too much a secret, just like the scandal where they talk about standards. All right, Anne, have a nice evening.
Thank you for calling, sir. It's 3:35. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
That company was promised to Roger when PNM win election. That's how he win election. And they're waiting now till the close to election to give them it now because that was the price. That's why you didn't hear Roger. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. 6367547. If you wish to call in before I take a commercial break.
So, and before you go on the break, I just want to go back to the caller that was talking about security system and crime. And during all these campaign, now is the time that we should see a lot happening for crime. For example, I always say we should have cameras in most of the streets, especially the hotspot areas. Cameras should be put in. We should have more police posts. But are they looking to develop communities by expanding all these police posts, cameras, to enhance our security living in this country while we're focusing on demerit points and all of that? I think security is like the most important for the citizens of this country, and we have so many missing persons each day, and they are teenagers. Majority are teenagers. So I am waiting to hear which party is going to tell us about providing security standards for us in this country, that we could sleep better when the night reach and move better when it's daylight.
Let's hear this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good evening, Miss Anduki.
How are you?
Good evening, Mrs. Oma.
It's Irma.
Irma.
O-M-A?
No,
I-R-M-A.
At time I had a friend.
Just how I will have to give you all spelling lessons here.
All right. This. I see, I know by a guardian this morning. I miss my guardian. I know, the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Shikori, prayed the Muslim.
Yes.
And I see the opposition praying the Muslim. So we know how them prayers going, right? We know what people each one. But, and I'm more serious now. Then there is, at this point in time, the paying our largest effort to sell and they're selling themselves to the public. So, Mr. Bang, he had to come and call them. All you have to do is see how these UNC selling themselves, and I find the UNC not really marketing themselves that they should. Our listeners about the campaign trails, we need to more market, and the marketing need to come now more to people now. We hear what they want to do nationally, but they know how they're going to service the community in a better way and a more effective way. We are hearing that from the candidates. So I think I need to more focus on that. Yeah.
Have you seen your candidate in your area?
Well, I am Pagarat, and I know the PNM candidate by me.
Well, you wouldn't have seen Pagarat yet, right?
I mean,
he is
I
still
know
still in quarantine.
But
Padarat is still in quarantine.
Well, to be honest with you, I'll give him a blind. I'll give him a chance. I mean, he was out of a scale of 1 to 10. I'll give him an 8. I mean, he was visible, eh?
That's
high. He was visible
okay.
in constituency. So I ain't nothing against him. I mean, I don't support the political party. I just say the fact. I love Trinidad and Tobago. I just say the facts of this. So
Right.
not everybody could do things that will push the country forward. At times they make a little miss, but at the end of the day, when they do good, they do good, and when they do bad, well, we try to offer solution to assist. I mean, that makes sense to that. At this point in time, whoever wins the election at this point in time, all hands are to get on deck. Whether it's UNCP and everybody and try and hold the country and carry us forward. That's what we have to do right now because we in a real, not we alone, the whole world in a very critical and sensitive state right now with this coronavirus. Thank you very much. I'll call back.
Thank you and take
you.
care.
Bye, yeah.
3:39. We take a short commercial break, and when we come back, much more. But the lines keep ringing. Let me take a call. I don't like to refuse my callers. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's so nice of you, lady. Anyway, what I want to know, if that was a time of tomorrow for nomination.
Well, special arrangements are supposed to be made by the EBC. According to my knowledge of how the law stands, the Elections and Boundaries Commission, they are supposed to send a representative, right?
Special
to where
arrangements
he
for
is,
those.
yes. Hello, good afternoon.
And to my good caller there, I think that the PNM is doing such a bad job that the UNC had to first focus and tell the people what is the plan to build back the economy and build and get back business and so forth and to create business. You understand? Because this past 5 years, even right in Tobago, the whole of the majority of business people shut down. Look what happening right now with the people and with the bar. You understand? Restaurant can open and bar, but the bar itself can't open. You understand? I don't know what's going on here. So the PNM is doing such a bad job that they will get the people who is diehard and who believe in the PNM to always do that. You understand? And complement the PNM. But you see, what we must focus on, we must focus very carefully because you can't tell me out of all the people who bid for Petrotrin, you come and you select one and one don't have no money to pay. They don't have no money to pay you because when you're selling something, right, you're really going to buy something and you have to have money.
Yes.
And you must pay the person them. You understand? Before you get the item. So how you could give somebody, you say that's 70-something bidders. You understand? And you choose this one, he not paying you. You give him a buy for 10 years, and you talking about a few people making decisions for the people in Trinidad. You understand? To sell the company to a man who don't have no money. And the people sit down and believe in the PNM, you know. That is my tendency, you know. They believe in this PNM because you have 70-something people a bid and you want to give them. Now you want to give them land. You understand? And you see, they condemn the Kamla Prasad Bissessa land for the landless. You understand? They condemn Kamla Prasad Bissessa when she was giving out key for houses. You understand? And so they continue doing. And today, they make themselves a mess. Because if they want a mess, they will not take all the station and talk about we doing it, we getting it done, and understand, and PNM and the Balije. You understand? You see again, if you look at the Lavantil Mova in the Bitam, you will see the people disenchanted. But if you ask me if they will vote for UNC, I might take it a pinch of salt.
Mr. Bank Village, you'll have to call us back after the short commercial break. We have planned interviews coming up, so you can call us back and express your views after.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters, and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax, and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton, and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, for Talk Your Talk.
Join us on the journey to the polls. Find out about the candidates, the campaigns, the promises, and much more. You can now listen to your daily dose of politics, Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. right here on U97.5, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
PNM is the choice, PNM is the voice, PNM only way on election day is the right choice at the right time. Hands in the air for the police, hey.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
You know, Irma, this is exactly the same thing I'm speaking about. When
Yes.
politicians promise you that they will answer you at a particular time and then the time comes and their phone is off. Hello, good afternoon and welcome.
Good
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
Never had no 77 people bid for nothing. It's only one man bid for that and was him from the word go. And now they have to deliver. So that is the whole thing. They don't let nobody.
Why are you saying there weren't 77? Okay. Well, at the time when people bid for the refinery, I know it had narrowed down to three companies. And from those three companies, Patriotic is the one that win the bid. That is according to the Minister of Finance, Colum Imbert. He stood up in Parliament and said so. So I could only go by what he says in Parliament. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Hey, evening again. If the election so close, Ms. Anne, and if I like that, or Mr. Rowley, every MP and them will propose MP, had a two phone number where we could answer right. Because if you answer him, no. I have somebody texting them number. You are telling me about someone you can answer it. I must have some representative able to answer it. Take a message. Okay, if we are getting that now, inside the office and I get in.
Well, this is exactly what I am saying.
You have a second now, and I get much more when you're inside it.
Are you there? Okay, we have lost you. Call us back 636-7547 or 227-5739. You know, now with social media, a lot of politicians are reaching their constituents through social media.
Yes.
But the elderly, they still like to see them in person. They like
Most
to meet the
elderly,
person.
right, they are not able to use WhatsApp and all of that, but then there should be some other form, which is your regular phone. When somebody call, have somebody always to pick up that phone, or either a recording, record your messages and get back to the people.
Let's hear this caller. Good afternoon.
Good
Welcome.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miss Ann, and good afternoon, Miss Irma.
Yes.
Right, I have it proper. I like the PNM advertisement, man.
It's lively.
Yeah, lively. We getting you dumb. We raised gas 3 times, and nobody arrived yet.
Right.
We're not selling Petrotrin, and we do sell it. We sell it trust. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. On this program, we welcome all views. You have a right to your view, all view, at the end of the day. On August 10th, you would make that decision. You know, yesterday I started discussing with Vade how election boosts the economy. Does it boost the economy? You know, it's time to cast your vote, and every vote counts. Despite all of the job opportunities and the creation of new waves of employment promised by both the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, and opposition leader, Mistress Kamala Persad-Bissessar, all of them have made promises, but the race is on. Let's hear this caller. Good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon to the ladies.
Afternoon.
You're calling nobody number, but I called about 4 times and the phone off.
Really?
So I'm lucky to get through now.
Okay. The phone is not off, it's ringing off the
No,
hook.
but they calling number and I dial in here and I'm not getting the...
636-7547
thing coming on. Yeah,
227-5739.
Yeah, so, yeah. I would say that you see that deal what they're making with Petrotrin, because I heard the David, the other
Abdullah?
MSJ, no, the MSJ.
Yeah, David Abdullah.
He said that he only hopes that the Prime Minister sign it over to the union people. Well, Rowley said, okay, we make a deal. So he wants to give it before the 10th. But let me tell you something, that will not happen. It's a deal, and anything he do with deal is flush out. It don't ever happen. Take my word. Nothing is going to happen. He only here comes, I want to do something with the Petrotrin. And now he pushing in front. All the 4 years, you are doing nothing. You're shutting down. And now you hear somebody trying to do something to help the people to get jobs. You're pushing in yourself now to make it more work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. 636-7547, 227-5739. Listeners, if you're having problems getting in onto the phone lines, you can WhatsApp us at 378-4975. That's 378-4975. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yes, you know, any political party forming the government, they need to show compassion to the population. You need to show respect to the population. There must be the equal and equitable distribution of goods and services under their government. That has not happened under the PNM for 4 years, 10 months thus far. We have lived under the previous government, the People's Partnership. You had equity. People were getting jobs. The prices did not go up on your gas. All goods and services were affordable. And in addition to that, you had a compassionate leader called Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar. So, ladies, this government is not doing that. They have not delivered for that period of time. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, caller. Well, the race for power, it's like fire under the economic engine, you know. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome.
Hello, Anne, and who with you again?
Irma.
Good afternoon. Yeah, she have passion for everybody, and she gives everybody. But I want to let her call back and say why I didn't get the lot of land and the 2 acre land that I studying. If she have passion for everybody, I poor.
You are referring to your Caroni lot?
Yeah.
Yes.
What she do with the money? Why should I have to pay rent for 30 and 40 years and I still can't get my land from land management? I still can't get through with the deed. I still can't get through with lease. What they were doing between 2010 and 2015, that passionate for who? And we vote for she to give she 29 seats. 15,000 people vote Asia Gona's West Coast, she's $15,000 for moving land. And then one was Minister Housing, and she's the Prime Minister. She alone has two diplomatic centers to run and to care about. Why? Where is the land? Where is the money that the European Union sent for we? All them things, that is what passion. She didn't like me. She hates me, and when she lost the election, she run all out for ANC. She said she had come to talk to me. And that passion, what passion, because she tried a little bit more. When you have government in power borrowing money for 6 months and 4 months, and health charge and bringing up tax.
You know, sir, I'm glad you brought up that money from the European Union. You know, I had sit in on that meeting with the union. I had sit in as a disguise. People didn't know there I was an investigative journalist. And the European Union had promised that money for the sugar workers.
Yes, and that is the
not
sugar
for the
workers.
government.
That is the sugar workers who were planting cane and selling
Yes,
for Caroni.
yes, the sugar
These are
cane
the
farmers.
I am one of the farmer also planting cane and selling for Caroni. They get no money. I passionate. What passion?
Exactly. People forget about that. And I wonder what happened to those funds.
People, right now, people want UNC in power so they could go in the trough and they could take up how much they want and go with. If they had nothing for it again, boy, all gone through in 2010 to 2050. If Rolly had that kind of money, Rolly would have been pelting bag all over the place. And if COVID-19 didn't come, he might have a little bit. And I'm going to vote for the PNM because I get the land, and she didn't never care about me, and she still don't care about me, and she started getting illusion. And she's seen all kind of things in the land now.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. Back home in Trinidad and Tobago, expenditures increases whichever government is in power. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon. I've been listening to this program all along years and stuff. And I will see. I am not going to tell anybody who to vote for because both parties is corrupt.
This is what I'm saying. I say whichever. You notice I said whichever government is in power.
But this is what I have in mind. You see, one leader is saying, I will start up the sugarcane industry and I will start up Petrochin. And the next one saying, I'm going to give it that patriotic thing they have there.
Yes.
Now tell me something. All these things will take billions of dollars to come back up. Where's the money? Patriotic, I know damn well they don't have no money. And it's a bluff, they're bluffing. When you give them the refinery, I think how much they have to come up with? 300 million up front. Then, where that 300 million ain't go last too long to even paint up the place and all of that. And then, look who getting it. The people who destroyed it. Them is good, them want it. So then what happened? Now that all that high wages was getting and all kind of things, would they go back to that? Or would they take a lower pay? If you notice, when Roger is standing giving a little speech, a little conference and all of that, you will see a whole set of people wronging. And they put on the best badge on face and they're watching. But I will say this, I know a lot of them because St. Margaret's Macaulay I live in. And I will say, this thing won't work either from Kamla or from Rowley. I don't want that this country must go and have to take money out of the treasury to prop up some lame foot people so they go to run a refinery. They don't have the experience and nobody is going to team up with them. That is some kind of lie. I don't know how they fabricate that between PNM and the OWTU. No. Kamala has done I won't say nothing. She did some work, but she had a lot of thieves among her. She said they should call she Alibaba and the 40 thieves. Look at one guy where he is in Panama.
So,
I tell you.
we have to take a break now. We have the 4 p.m. news coming up. Call us back after the 4 p.m. newscast. News is next with Sharon.
Join us on the journey to the polls. Find out about the candidates, the campaigns, the promises, and much more. You can now listen to your daily dose of politics, Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. right here on U97.5, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U97.5 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, for Talk Your Talk. Talk Your Talk.
Time has come. U97.5. It's your choice. Something for everyone. 97.5 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 4 p.m. news on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Sharon Balrup. Good afternoon. Political leader of the New National Vision, Fuad Abubakar, said there will be tremendous changes in 2020. He believes that the young people will make a difference. Bakar made the statements in an interview with U975 on Wednesday.
Even the authorities at the moment are recognizing the power of the youth and our how fed up we are with the system and its neglect. So we are going to see tremendous changes 2020. We are going to see a mass mobilization of youth. We are going to see a mass mobilization of people who are tired of the what is.
Bakar said young people in particular are fed up of the politics of the day. He said his party has already been making some headway.
And to be very, very honest to you, we have been making extreme traction on the ground. You know, when you start to be politically effective, they put the mechanism of the state against you. They had to suppress the people very recently with some social unrest. They had to arrest me and give me some fake charges.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has warned that returning the Petrotrin Pointe-a-Pierre refinery to the ownership of the state is not a good decision. The warning came at the Petrotrin Land Distribution Program in Palo Seco on Wednesday. He said if that is allowed to happen, the country will be headed to the IMF.
And if they proceed with their foolishness, God forbid that on August 10th they become the government on sometime after, and they proceed to keep that promise, it would mean that we are back not just to square one, but square one minus, because the Minister of Finance will then have to treat with the bondholders.
The Prime Minister slammed the opposition for the thought of bringing back the refinery.
What level of stupidity is this? Where you would see the profitability of the restructuring by way of the operations of Heritage, and you would pass that up for political stupidity to go and try to recreate the problem that we were in.
The People's National Movement has been told that it should not be politicizing the distribution of grants. This comes from political analysts Dr. Winford James, Dr. Indira Mohammed, and Dr. Bishnu Raghunath. They say such actions are unacceptable. On Tuesday, the National Self-Help Commission held a distribution ceremony in San Fernando for repair and reconstruction assistance grants. A total of 500 people from Central and South Trinidad received approximately $2.5 million worth in grants. But a number of prospective general election PNM candidates were present. Raghunath, who is also chairman of the Council for Responsible Political Behavior, was stunned when he was notified of the incident. He said that was something that should definitely not have happened. Trinidad and Tobago has received 10,000 cloth face masks and 40 non-contact handheld thermometer scanners. This came from the United States Ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago, Joseph Mondello. The donation was received by National Security Minister Stuart Young at his head in Port of Spain. Young expressed his gratitude for the items. He stated that they will assist with the government's efforts to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. Both the minister and the ambassador noted that the donation demonstrates the existing long-standing bilateral security cooperation and friendship between TNT and the U.S. The ODPM will oversee distribution of these protective items to the various divisions and agencies of the Ministry of National Security. Residents in parts of southeast Trinidad served by the Navet water treatment plant who are experiencing an interruption in their pipeline water supply today, Thursday, 16th July 2020, can expect relief later tonight and into tomorrow. According to an advisory from the Water and Sewerage Authority, the supply disruption, which began at 8 a.m., should end at 8 p.m. WASA explains that the disruption is necessary in order to facilitate emergency repair works to a ruptured 32-inch diameter transmission pipeline located at St. John's Road, Peparo. However, WASA customers are reminded that it may take up to 24 hours for the service to normalize to some affected areas in accordance with pipeline water supply schedules. The island of Tobago is stepping up its unemployment relief program. The new initiatives were announced by Assistant Secretary for Infrastructure, Quarries and the Environment, Sheldon Cunningham. He was speaking at the weekly Post-Executive Council media briefing on Wednesday.
Because we have seen the URP have moved from not just a relief program to a useful program that benefits the whole of Tobago. And so, to be useful, effects are made to equip the participants so as to enhance the service delivery by all aspects of the program.
Mr. Cunningham said all 82 environment sites were retooled while the workers were equipped with the necessary protective gears. These are just some of the steps taken thus far.
Ensuring an effective supply of raw material to construction sites, thus maintaining all profiling, and also we have actually 30 active projects going on at present. We also have been working with the agriculture program where we seek the help of the Division of Food Production and also from the Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, and the Cocoa Development Company of Trinidad and Tobago.
You are listening to the 4 p.m. news on U975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now for your regional and international news. Regionally in Guyana, an Eastern Airlines aircraft skidded off the runway at the Chedi Jagan International Airport yesterday afternoon after landing with more than 200 passengers who had been stranded in New York. According to reports, the incident occurred around 2:30 p.m. yesterday while 201 passengers and 10 crew members were on board the Boeing 76 aircraft. They subsequently disembarked the aircraft and were escorted to the terminal. No injuries were reported. The incident resulted in the cancellation of an outbound flight to Miami, which was scheduled to depart Guyana sometime last evening. Internationally, Spain has honored the victims of the coronavirus in a state memorial service. The county was one of the hardest hit by the virus that has claimed the lives of hundreds of thousands. We hear more in this report from the BBC.
More than 28,000 people have died. A nurse representing frontline workers in Spain, Aura Lopez, more than 28,000 people have died. A nurse representing frontline workers in Spain, Aura Lopez, speaking here through an interpreter, said the crisis had inflicted a heavy emotional toll.
We've given everything we possibly had. We've worked at the very limit of our strengths. And we've come to realise maybe better than ever before why we chose this profession, to care for people and to save lives. Although many colleagues had to give their own lives for this purpose. We've covered the basic needs and emotional needs of patients. We've been messengers of last goodbyes for elderly people who were dying alone.
And that report was taken from the BBC. And now for your weather update. Predominantly sunny and hazy conditions are expected despite a few brief showery interruptions. There is a low chance of a heavy shower or thunderstorm favoring western and southern parts of Trinidad during the afternoon. There is a significant amount of Saharan dust in the atmosphere, but its concentration will decrease as the day progresses. And that's a look at the 4 p.m. news. Join me again at 6 p.m. for more news. I am Sharon Balrup. Good afternoon.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Leisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
Sign my name with a golden pen, a golden pen. Sign my name, sign my name, yeah. Anyway, we vote in PNM. Sign my name, it's a PNM pen, a PNM pen, a PNM pen. How will you sign my name? It's a PNM pen, we vote in PNM.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
Listeners and viewers on YouTube and Facebook, welcome back. RCLU 975 FM. We are live streaming live on YouTube as well as on the traditional radio band of 975 FM. As I promised, I'm a person who keeps my promises. I have on the line here a very important candidate for the MSJ. He represents the MSJ, that is Mr. Ernesto Kiza, who had stood up for employees of Trinma, representing them through the Oilfields Workers Trade Union. Now he is going up for the Point Fortin seat as a candidate representing the MSJ in the Point Fortin area. Opposing him will be the People's National Movement and also the United National Congress. We have him on the line here. Let's say good afternoon to Mr. Kiza. Good afternoon, sir.
A pleasant and wonderful afternoon to you, Miss Anne, and to your listeners and to the entire Trinidad and Tobago. A wonderful and pleasant afternoon to you all.
How
Thank
is
you for
the
this opportunity.
No problem. How is the weather in Point Fortin as we speak?
Well, I left Point Fortin just before lunch and it was raining, but I understand the rain has stopped falling. I'm not in Point Fortin right now. I'm on the road heading back to Point to go and do some campaigning.
Right. I'm just sharing your background with our listeners there. You are a former logistics supervisor. Is that true?
That's correct. That's
right.
correct. That's
Study BSc in sociology, psychology,
Yes, I did.
minor
Yes, I
at the
did.
University of West Indies. Did I do my research proper?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
You went to Point Fortin Secondary School. You went to Vestany Government Secondary.
Yes, I did.
And you live in Point Fortin.
Yes, up to this day. Mahaika Point Fortin to be precise.
Right. Sir, what made you enter politics this year? Given the fact that you have worked at Trinma and is a strong and ardent supporter of the OWTU.
Well, I have been in politics for over 12 years. I became a part of formal politics in 2010 with the formation of the Movement for Social Justice. I have been the coordinator for that Southwestern Peninsula. Since then, as you know, the MSJ was part of the partnership in the initial time in 2010. And so that since then, we left the partnership in 2012. And when we came out because of our principal position, and I must say, there is no political party who will leave a government while they're in power. But the MSJ is about principle. Regardless of what people say, that is something that you don't do in politics. But we thought it necessary to let the public know that we stood up for principle, and that's why we left. We left. I was a director on the Lake Asphalt 1978 State Board, and we left all of that, all the nice things,
all the perks,
and we left.
Yes.
And we left, right? And you know,
you stood up for principle and what you believe in.
That's right, because it was, for me, it was never about position and power. It was always about using politics to influence change, permanent change, and that we get back to what is called having a human heart and a human face in politics. Now, I was never one person in politics. I always liked, my humble backgrounds come from youth development. I am a holder of a Commonwealth Youth Award. I was the Trinidad Youth Council president from 2001 to 2007. And there are a whole lot of things. I mean, I don't like to be talking too much about myself, but my...
No, well, you have to sell yourself. People would like to know who they are voting for.
All right, thank you.
And this is the correct opportunity to do so.
Well, I have spent a lot of years doing youth work. I spent a lot of years both locally, internationally, and regionally with the CARICOM Youth Desk, with the World Assembly of Youth in Namibia and Malaysia. I had an international post. I stood up on many subcommittees for youth for the National Youth Policy. I'm one of the authors of the National Youth for the then policy. That's in the period 2002 to around 2005. We manage a large fund that we have gotten from the J.B. Fernandez Memorial Trust as young people at that time, both the Trinidad and the Tobago Youth Council, and we were able to manage that effectively, and we serviced over 100 youth organizations at that time, including sending some young people to do tertiary education at that time. All them time I was still working in Trinidad as a permanent, as a storesman, as they called me long time at that time, and that I have been heavily involved in culture also in the borough of Point Forte. I was a part of the very first celebration of emancipation in 1984 with great rest his soul, John Cupid, and rest his soul as well, Lancelot Thibault Lane. I was a stick fighter. I used to do stick fighting and drumming. Yeah, I used to do. So I have been.
You're well endowed in culture as well.
Whole sort of, and you know, I've sit on the then many borough councils. I've assisted in the development and organizing of Borough Day, and we created a festival management committee. All that's in the 90s and early. So that I have been entrenched in the borough of Point Forte for all my life, involved in all different level of activities, all trying to promote and develop the constituents of Point Forte. However, I realize that politics, unfortunately, the people that make decisions in Parliament make decisions on behalf of us all, but sometimes, or a lot of the time, especially in recent times, a small minority make decisions that impact negatively on a large majority. And I'm coming straight home there in terms of the MHD is saying that the Parliament is imbalanced. The two powerful mega parties, and they are powerful. I am not denying that they are big parties. They have big history and so on. They have a big base and so on. But we believe that the Parliament needs to be balanced. That's like the scales of justice, our symbol. There needs to be balance in the Parliament. There is a space now. There has been, but more than ever, there is a space for smaller parties, because smaller parties, because again, so-called smaller parties, when we get into Parliament, we really want to go and represent the people that voted for us, and not some little minority, and not the little minority who might be the financiers or who might be some other interest. But we believe that the Parliament was not made for us two parties. It is not. Again, with more voices in Parliament, we will have more voices who are in the position of power, who can now echo and we can really see a level of diversity and a level of varied interests being represented in the Parliament. Yes, I have strong Labour background. That is a fact.
You know, you answered the question I was about to ask you next. I was about to ask you, where did the last MP fall short? And it is exactly as you have painted that picture there for us.
Miss Anne, again, I make no apologies from what I'm about to say, because I'm speaking things that is way in the public domain. I did not hear my last MP, and I have no issue. I know him personally. I have no issue with him personally.
That's Mr. Edmund Dillon.
Mr. Dillon never stood up in the Parliament and defended the workers, or made a statement that would have seemed to have been a defense, or even a cry, or even a call to his Prime Minister. Listen, is this the best option to send home so much people? 5,942 people, of which probably half of that are residents of of your constituency. I didn't hear him make any definitive statement.
Mhm.
I did hear with my own ears the former Mayor Mason himself saying that he supported the Prime Minister. I couldn't understand that because his brothers working at Trinma and they lost their jobs, you know. But I'm saying to you, I'm not going to go over that because we know what happened. But that happened because the Prime Minister has power. And he was able to use that power by a cabinet decision, ignoring all of the recommendations by the technocrats, and he made a decision that he thought would have been the best decision. And I'm saying we will never agree that was the best decision because I have friends and colleagues and family and persons who are suffering up to today. In spite of all of the propaganda, I remember speaking to you directly when it happened. I was saying to you, over 1,800 casual workers went home with nothing, and they still have nothing. So my decision to be in politics now, in open politics, and there's nothing, is because I would have tried it in 2010 when I went up on the MSA ticket. At that time, it was just two parties, UNC and PNM. So we would have gone up on a UNC ticket for Labre, and I would have gotten 7,121 votes. That's a matter of public record, so I could rattle it. So that I know what obtains in fighting a
That
general
was in
election.
2010.
2010, that's
2010.
right.
Yes.
That's right. We made Labre almost a marginal seat.
So you have quite a chance. Did you stand a chance this time?
Well, by the grace of God, and once it is Almighty God's will, that is the time to really get in there.
Let me just interject here and tell our listeners that in the last general election, the PNM got 10,813 votes.
13 votes, that's right.
And UNC Ravi Ratiram got 7,070 votes.
70 votes.
You are
And
calling a figure higher than the UNC.
Yes,
Yes,
that's right.
sir.
I got 7,121 votes in the 2010 general election.
Right, so you
Yes,
stand
and
quite a chance. How have the public been receiving you?
Well, I think, sentiments don't win elections, but the sentiments is spectacular. I have received a lot of love, in our walks. I've walked Reservoir Hill, I've walked Warden Road, I've walked Spring Trace, I've walked Selfeld, I've walked Newlands. So we are going to walk Fanny Village and Captiville. That's tomorrow, and then I'm going to Irene and so on. But so hopefully to complete the entire constituency by the end of the month. And listen to me, the response is phenomenal. I'm humbled. I am thankful that people have at least coming out to listen to what we have to say. Our simple message of putting a balance in the parliament, of a simple thing. Let's change up the apple cart a little bit, and let's remove that comfort zone. Let not anybody say that this is a safe seat and so on, and people are buying into the idea. But at the end of the day, as we put our election day machinery in place, at the end of the day, it's only on election day you would know whether or not people have bought into what we have said. And that, however, though, I will say to you, though, that some of the things that we have planned, and as you realize, we have a very aggressive social media campaign taking place in terms of have a very strong social media campaign. And some of the plans that we have are some of the things that we are going to continue way after election, and so on, because there are a lot of things working in point. We're not denying that, but there are a lot of things that are not working that take forever to get going. So we are thankful that the hospital has been launched, but it's not operational. It's not functional.
It's not fully functional.
No, it's not functional
At all.
At all. It's not operational. So, but it has been launched. The building looks nice, and so on. Whatever needs to be done to be operational, I hope that will be done speedily, because we need. I personally was a part of some 3 or 4 different types of action. A petition, candlelight, between the period of 1998 to 2007. We were lobbying hard for our hospital. We get costs, nurses, who people work there because of their political affiliation, they cost free and all kind of things. When I'm saying, no problem, I am so happy to see that hospital come to fruition. I am very happy. However, I'm saying, let's complete. It has taken close to 40 years for that hospital to build.
Wow.
After being promised
Generations after generations.
successive government budgets being allocated over and over, transcending administration over administration, close to 40 years have taken to build a hospital in Point Forte. And I'm saying Point Forte deserves better. There are some simple little things that our young people need. We need to get back to our institutions that are technical, vocational in nature. We need to get back because GVC and NAC has been watered down and taken away. Those were foundation educational institutions in Point because it fed into the industry. When you came out with a City and Guild certificate or a diploma, you were highly not only qualified but trained because there was a practical part of it that you would have been allowed to be in whichever industry. Long time would have been Dunlop and Petrotrin or Trintoc. Then later it became Petrotrin and then Trinma and then Petrotrin operations and so on. So you were linked to the industry. You were trained specific for the industry, and we have produced some of the best tradesmen, some of the best master craftsmen, and some of the best academics, engineers and petroleum engineers and civil engineers. All of these people came from Point Forte. We see a great disservice being done over the last 15 years, where those institutions have been closed down, in some cases downsized, with nobody raising a voice, except maybe Labour, except one or two other. So we want to put on a proper tertiary institution in Point Forte that benefits from what is happening now and moves to upgrade and to synergize of things to come, that is directly linked to the industry opportunities, to the local government, the local economic business opportunities, because there has been many efforts for local economic development in the borough of Point Forte and the constituency, and that we want to put this all together under one house and to really, really focus on developing the human capital in Point Forte from the cradle straight up to when you're a big man or woman and you're able to run.
Erneston, let me shift your mind a little bit. How do you see revival of the Petrotrin refinery?
Definitely.
Yes?
I see it happening.
One listener is texting me in here on YouTube and asking what plans you all have for getting financing or for refurbishing the restart of the refinery.
Well, first of all, that's the MHD. We are not.
It's the OWTU, I know.
That is the OWTU is the owner of a company called Patriotic Energies and Technologies Limited, and I understand based on the utterances of the Prime Minister yesterday that they are moving to try to seal that, to finalize that bid that would have been awarded to that company.
You going up as a candidate for MSJ, does that hamper your chances with the OWTU?
No.
And the work you do for them?
No. First of all, the OWTU is the OWTU, the MHD is the MHD. Indeed, the OWTU supports the MHD because the MHD supports Labour. But let me clear the air. I'm seeing some things on social media. Some people putting up the MHD is a subsidiary of PNM. And
yes.
PNM,
so that is
PNM
why I
people,
ask you for you to clarify that.
And then the PNM people saying that we used to be in the coalition of the UNC. You see, people make up your mind. What are we? The MHD is an independent party. We are not in any coalition with either of these sides. When we end up inside Parliament there, and if it is we have to be the deciding factor, we have a clear position as to what we will do. We are not interested in any coalition with either of those parties. Those parties are powerful. They don't need us to do what they had to do. We need to get into Parliament so we are able to balance so that normal, average people like myself and yourself will have a proper voice inside our parliament, and that decisions that are inimical to the interests of average people, working people, poor people, working people, again, small business people, there's voice in the parliament to defend us, and so that we are not exposed to the whims and the fancies of the power brokers in this country. That is our sole purpose for getting into this election. So we are saying, put a balance in the parliament. Now, anybody, all the conspiracy theorists and all who know this and all who know that, I always say to them on my life, please bring your evidence, because I have right? I was present in many meetings. I'm aware of certain things, but I'm saying to you, we support that refinery acquisition. It was dealt with in a very fair process that was open and so on. People want a bid, and I'm saying, why is it taking so long to conclude? Because we have workers and people who are suffering. Business in the Southland has gone flat. Many small businesses have closed down. And then you have COVID-19 compounding the issue now, where several businesses in the malls and all over the Southern Peninsula have had to close down. Workers are home. People are suffering. They have no sustainable jobs. And we are saying one of the injection points, one of the poles that is needed to restart this economy is getting that refinery up and
running.
That's right. So there is nothing about, well, vote for the red side if all they want refinery. Hell no. We are saying that, or vote for the yellow side. No. This has nothing to do with that. Something was awarded, we support patriotic energy and technology. That's what we support. End of story.
Well, Mr. Kiza, we hope to keep in contact with you and right here on U975 FM. And you can always catch this interview. It was live on YouTube on RCL 975.
And Mr.
Thank you for your time.
You are doing a wonderful job, and I wish to thank you once again for the opportunity. And I do hope you are able to get. And I'm saying that your choice of who you vote, that's your right. And we hope and that the persons on Tobago who are eligible to vote exercise that right and go out and vote. That is your right as a citizen. Exercise your civic duty and go out and vote. We do hope, though, that you vote for the MSJ.
Thank you. Thank you,
right,
sir.
Then. God bless you. Bye-bye.
That is Ernesto Kiza, the representative for the MSJ, who is also an important member of the OWTU representing Trinma ex-employees. He would have been on this program already in the past when Petrotrin was closing down. I had him as a guest on this show as a representative for Trinma employees. And there you heard from him yourself to vote for the MSJ. They are a party that stands upon principle. We have the lines are lighting up. Let me take a few calls before I take a short commercial break. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
When politicians make speeches, it sounds so sweet, eh? Don't see no problem in it. It's when the term coming to an end, is then you really see the mess they make. I do not believe in politicians. That is why I say, let us get the 2x4 club moving. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. 636-7547. 2275739. If you're having trouble getting onto the program, you can always WhatsApp your messages on 378-4975. That's 378-4975. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Anne.
Yes.
I hope the gentleman is still listening. I would have loved to ask him this question. If at the end of the election, the results, you gentlemen, you notice that your party responsible for putting back the PNM into power, like there is a point of here, where I think UNC candidate won here by 1,000 votes the last time. This is connected with Petrotrin, Point of Pierre, Street, right, and workers from there and thing.
Yes, you have over 3,000 workers there from Petrotrin.
Right, and if the MSA don't win the seat, but they are able to pull away some of the votes, and the PNM party go back into power, the party that dismantled Petrotrin and other things in the country. How you would live with yourself, gentlemen, and the MSA?
Mr. Kiza. Okay, well, sir, we will always ask him that because I chat regularly with him on Facebook. Let us take a short commercial break and we'll be right back. We have more interviews lined up.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rosha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BT Sino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
PNM is the choice, PNM is the voice, PNM only way on election day is the right choice at the right time. Hands in the air for the parties, hey.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget spites and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land.
Welcome back to Politics 2020. The lines are ringing off the hook, so let us entertain some calls. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon to you, Anne.
Yes, well.
How are you keeping, girl?
Very well.
Here is now. Today I went to Mount Hope Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this situation where we have tents something on the outside.
Tents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And rain falling. We have no accommodation. People are getting wet. They have to walk through mud and all these kind of things.
At Mount Hope?
Yeah, at Mount Hope. I would like somebody to go down there and investigate this.
Worth some photographs.
Sorry?
I said it's worth taking some photographs and publishing them.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, I didn't work with my phone.
Yeah, you know, these things the minister don't see.
Yeah, and they're talking that we are the best in the Commonwealth. Yeah, the situation is very, very bad. It's very poor. People are
and these are people who like waiting for clinic or something?
Everything. You have to go there, they give you a slip, and then you're going to sign and register.
Mm.
And rain falling bucket it up.
They have no accommodation then?
Well, yes, correct, yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That is the
somebody
state
has
of
to
our
go down there
healthcare
and say about
system.
it. Yes.
Okay, thank you for calling in. 636-7547, 227-5739. You just heard from Ernesto Kiza. He is the MSJ, the Movement for Social Justice representative for the Point Fortin area, reminding you that in the 2015 general elections, Edmond Dillon of the PNM had gotten 10,813 votes, and the UNC Ravi Ratiram had managed to get 7,070 votes. Let's hear this caller here. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon again. I have a heavy heart. You see that last candidate MSJ interview?
Yes.
I have a feeling we're going to play sick tomorrow and go for nomination. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. 636-7547, 227-5739. You can call us in and tell us what you think. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon. Do you know the motto MOTTO of a politician? You know what it is?
You go ahead, sir.
Give a little and steal a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. 636-7547. You know, I have written an article on election. It's time to cast your vote. Every vote counts. But does election boost the economy? The race for power is like fire under the economic engine, I see. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, Miss, and I listened to that guy there, and I think more than ever, this 2020, we need to get at least two representatives outside of the UNC and PMNR Parliament.
Mm-hmm. I brought him on because he had heavily represented the Trinma workers. Huh? So
yeah.
I don't know
Then we
how
need to
many
get
listeners would have remembered that I had him on the show already.
Yeah, we need to. All right.
Okay, thank you. Yes, he was an offshore oil and gas operator. He was a logistics supervisor for Trinma Point Fortin, and he had heavily represented those workers who were going home. Now he's fighting under the Movement for Social Justice, Point Fortin seat. As I mentioned to you, Point Fortin have always been a marginal seat. Hello, good afternoon and welcome. Sorry we missed that caller. Call us back, 636-7547, 227-5739. We have other interviews lined up, but we want to hear what you have to say. Are you voting? Are you voting this year? It's time to cast your vote. Back home in Trinidad and Tobago, expenditures increases whichever government is in power. I have said so and written it in an article. I said let us take a deeper look into this consensus. There are consultant fees, there are travel fees, campaign team fees, field organizers fees, campaign consultants. All of this at the end of the day adds up. In advertising, which draws out the heavier end of the stick, there's cost for broadcasting, for television, for mainstream media, for newspaper ads. In light of modern day technology with Zoom and YouTube and Skype, internet ads also plays a dominant role in campaigning. So I am asking the question, does election boost the economy? I was about to discuss this issue with Vaid Seeram yesterday, but we did not get a chance to do so. Probably on Sunday we may do so. Of course, you cannot eliminate the hard-working volunteers who are fed and caffeinated for their effortless time. You cannot eliminate the smaller business food caterers who depend heavily on these offices to call in their orders, many times delivering for free. Let's hear what this caller has to say. Good afternoon, welcome.
Yeah, I had to get cut short just now. Reach up on some traffic one.
Uh-huh.
All right, yeah, Miss, and the workers all the workers that were put in the cane and Caroni did not really get a package compared to the people in the office, and then they were promised land and so on. So they were shortchanged. And then now we had the Petrotrin temporary workers who are paid not to have gotten a fair deal or what, not to have been treated equally. And I think somewhere along the line in Petrotrin, the government kind of miscalculated what they were going to do, because normally with the complexity of a refinery, it should not have been shut down. It should have been like have it running and you're doing a transaction. Because I'll be working, operating the refinery. I could have been collecting my pay whenever the package comes through, and I have a transition, because starting at the refinery is almost impossible, And it
has been shut down for a while now.
Yeah, Miss Anne,
restarting it, well, that would be quite a task.
If you start something like a simple motor car for over 2 years, which is just one engine,
it's better you get a new one.
Right, so the complexity of refining, the experts in that area will be able to...
Unless they sell it for scrap iron.
Huh? Well, let's see how it goes.
Unless the Chinese come in.
Well, I've got to call them Chinese.
And they sell it for scrap iron.
Well, I think they want a bill which is what, 18 years closed down.
Which would be unfortunate.
Yeah, I think, but what the figures we have here, they say the sugar import bill is about $3 billion a year. So I think with that kind of bill.
Listen, we can produce Mr. Ved Seram in studio. He has a small sugar refinery. He have pointed out to us how we can produce our own sugar.
Yeah,
to feed our nation.
Yeah, just ourselves,
right?
Because
in the same light we can produce our own rice.
Yeah,
just to feed our own nation.
Because when I heard that sugar bill from the opposition leader, I don't even if it's totally accurate, but it's 300 billion. Yeah,
we are importing sugar, and we have so much of Caroni cane fields abandoned. Which could provide employment. I always say that.
Yeah.
It could provide employment for residents out there. 636-7547, 227-5739. One person is texting in and asking, the Prime Minister is now concentrating on agriculture, and all the time he abandoned agriculture. Well, you would recall in the COVID recovery team in 2020, there was an agriculture sector, there was an agriculture recovery team hosted by Vasan Bharat. He presented his proposition for agriculture in that recovery team, the Prime Minister recovery team. Sorry we lost that caller there. You can call us in 636-7547. Good afternoon, welcome.
Welcome, good afternoon. I just heard you see that you have so much land to sting magnitude.
Abandoned, yes.
Check a little bit again. You see all them land? Don't give them out, and the majority of it is owned by lawyers, certain lawyers. You see that I said already about this, the Tasca Road? Down there by UZ?
The M2 Ring Road.
All gone. Where you can put people to plantain now. Can't have that. Look that guy with the small refine, the small sugar mill. How big you think he could get more than how he is already? He will get opposition from the government all the way down the road. I heard about the refinery. I never seen it. And like I said the other day, Petrotrin have a buyer, the Chinese scrap dealer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. 636-7547 or 227-5739. Remember, we are live on YouTube on RCL U975 FM. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Well, good afternoon, Trios. I want to comment on the Prime Minister visit to Santa Flora and Palacico yesterday.
Go right ahead.
The amount of, he come to distribute land, but the amount of Petrotrin house with growing up in bush, he ain't mentioned nothing about that. If it's a give to the people, sell to the people at Palacico Beach Camp. Yeah. So I want to live looking at that for me. Always come in and watch the state of that place.
At Paliseco?
Yeah, beach camp.
Okay. 636-7547-227-5739. Let me announce the WhatsApp number so you can text in 378-4975. Good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon again. I heard a caller just said most of the county land lawyers have it.
Yes.
But I want to believe that those lands the county give out, you cannot sell it. How come you could own by lawyers and this and that? I don't know. I just ask him because...
Well, from my knowledge, Caroni land, you cannot sell it.
Pardon?
You cannot sell Caroni lands. You will get a lease.
So if the company wanted, they can give back the farmer to plantain. No big deal. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. You're right. You cannot sell Caroni land. What you will get is a lease. You can get a lifetime lease. People get a lease for 99 years. They get a lease for 70 years. You cannot sell what is state land. That is Caroni lands. And I have seen such deeds and documents. And Caroni lands, you cannot sell it. 636-7547 or 227-5739. We have shifted from discussing Petrotrin and the refinery to Caroni lands. One person texting in said, I thought the Prime Minister said that there isn't enough land for agriculture. Now agriculture is on the forefront. I wonder which side of his mouth he was speaking from. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, welcome, ma'am.
What I want to say is that I wish that the 5 years, I think these people didn't do anything. And if the people could open up their eyes, wake up, open their eyes and see what is taking place in this country. The young people came out of UE, came out of schools, have all the qualification, even the degree, and they can't get a job. The Service Commission have their own special people that take the friends and family. I wish whoever gets into government, they will do something about that Service Commission. It is making me, scaring me if I'm going to vote again. After all, I don't even know who is the candidate for my area where I'm living.
Where do you live?
Pardon?
Where do you live?
I live on the Maraval Road. First time I'm calling.
That would be St. Anne's?
Yes, around that area, around the Savannah.
And you don't know who is your candidate?
I don't know who is the candidate. I don't know. They don't come on television. They don't call in.
Really? Hold on the line. Hold on the line. Let me tell you who is your candidate.
Tell me, I would like to know.
For that would be St. Anne's East.
Yes.
I guess so.
Yes, the East, not the West. The East.
East. St. Anne's East. I have it here. I'm supposed to have it. Not West.
We don't have one regular person all the time.
Not Port of Spain, St. Anne's West.
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 Okay.
Well, it's Stuart Young. Stuart Young is for St. Anne's West. St. Anne's East is Nyan Gaspy Dolly.
Okay, I do.
Your Minister of Culture. She is the People's National Movement candidate for St. Anne's.
And who they have for EDUNC?
For the UNC. Just hold a second here. So I gave you the East and the West.
Give me the West too. Let me hear who's
for St. Anne's. Yeah, just a second. It's a number of documents I have to go through here. Anyway, at least you know who your PNM representative is. So you are not going out to vote?
I don't even feel to vote. I'm feeling so sour. But I pray and I hope that the people go out and pray for UNC and they win. Thank you very much for helping me out. Thank you. Bye.
Yes, okay. Hello, ma'am?
Yeah?
You're still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hold the line. Don't hang up. I have the documents before me. It's Darren Garner for the UNC. St. Anne's East. An unknown person to me. Right? Yes. Darren Garner.
They will put the stickers on the lampposts and them on the roadside.
That's all they will do. So they don't come out and meet the people?
Well, when they will do it, look at just now it's election. Nobody come up here where we live. Nobody come around here. I don't know.
Then you have seen another one, Kenya Charles.
Okay, what about in the Diego Martin West? Who they have? Nobody's calling him, but who's the other person?
The UNC, Diego Martin West, you have Marsha Riley Walker.
Look, I don't even know that person.
Well,
tell you the truth.
We had interviewed her on this program already.
Okay,
she's the person standing up to Dr. Keith Rowley.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
a voice for us person, but...
Okay, thank you.
Yes, it's hardly likely Dr. Rowley will lose that seat.
What? God is good. Don't worry. Trust God. Come, have a good.
Okay. Take care. Thank you for calling in. 636-7547, 2275739. I always say that people like to meet their candidate. Shiva, people like to see who their candidates are. If they don't want to think they're voting for a piece of paper. They want to meet the person, meet the individual. And candidates, they fail to realize that. Hello, good afternoon. Call us back. We lost that call. Remember, you can always WhatsApp us also on 378-4975. You can post your comments on YouTube on RCLU 975 FM, where we are live. We are streaming live. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, ladies. That interview you did with the MSJ guy was very interesting.
Ernesto Kiza, yes.
Yeah, and you know a lot because you asked some good questions. And it sounds from what you were saying that you have a history with their background. I wanted to just say something that,
He have always represented the workers in Trinma.
Yeah, and Trinma is really big, isn't it?
Yes.
And is Trinma a private company?
No, it's an arm of Petrotrin.
Trinma is part of Petrotrin.
Yes.
Do all the logistics.
There was some of the workers went home from there.
Oh, because I know
They who work mainly on the platforms.
I remember they had sued, workers had sued Trinma years ago because they said the conditions were horrible and they didn't have the right equipment to wear while they were working. So he didn't talk much about that, and the workers won in the end. You see, the problem we have here is the Prime Minister lies to us all the time, and we know that. And he's spending a lot of money, and they're pouring money into advertising and into trying to look good and telling everybody we care, we're going to offer this to you. But he isn't. The Prime Minister will never change. Sometimes you could change people, but he has such an ego that you could never change it. It cannot be deflated. And I say that because when we had the whole thing with sexual harassment and gender bias and all that, he took that portfolio away from a female person, and he held that portfolio. It was like he was in charge. He was the gatekeeper now of all sexual harassment. That young guy, Smith, his case disappeared. You have to think, like, what is this man thinking?
Daryl Smith.
And all these women group, they cannot speak up because they depend on the government for funding. It's the truth. Let me face it. Every NGO has to go before the government for them to ask for funding, or you go to the private sector. And, it's like another piece of corruption that runs there, too. But I want to say something about the union. And the reason why I think the Prime Minister, this is the biggest lie he's doing and fooling us with. The whole thing about this union owning Petrotrin is going to fail. You see, in the past, unions were the voice of the voiceless. The unions will come up and tell you if your employment rights are wrong. They will stand up for you and fight for you. They will fight for you when your boss putting you down and making you feel like nothing. And they will fight so you will get the education and training. Did any of those unions in Trinidad do that? I don't ever recall any of that happening. I recall it happening in piecemeal. I recall every time an election come around, they're running and rallying to make money for themselves. But you never see them working with the industrial court to improve working conditions, human rights, employment rights, women's work, women's pregnancy getting off. None of that stuff you'll see. And let me tell you something. He's going to continue it again. And it will not lift we up. So you see, they're spending money on their election, talking the talk, but they will never walk the walk because they have a history. And I know there are powerful people in the UNC and in the PNM, especially the PNM, who cannot stand the Prime Minister, especially for what he stands for, because they want to build this country. But you see, they have to be loyal to the party. The poor people will rise up. Every poor person should vote UNC in this country. Thanks, my girl.
Thank you. It's time for us to take a top of the hour break, and when we come back, we have an interview with the councillor for the Cedros area, Shankar Tilak Singh, talking about the influx of Venezuelans illegally into the country. Stay tuned to Politics 2020.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor CariCare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
PNM is the choice, PNM is the voice, PNM only way on election day is the right choice at the right time. Hands in the air for the police, hey.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
5:05 in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and you're locked on to Politics 2020 with yours truly, Ann Dookie, and in my company is also Miss Irma Ratan Singh. I have on the line with me Mr. Shankar Tilok Singh, the councillor for the Cedros area. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your station and your listeners on the radio station.
How is the influx of Venezuelan today? I have to say today because every day they are coming in batches.
Yes, correct. Today I haven't received any report of any migrants coming into the electoral district of Cedros, and even to the extent of the Sipara Regional Corporation, we had no report thus far. But I know for over the past couple of days, we had a heavy influx of migrants coming in, both at the Palaseco area and also in the Cedros district.
Why is that? Isn't the Ministry of National Security patrolling the borders enough?
Well, remember, and the last time we spoke, I indicated that there is a cat and mouse game playing with the Coast Guard and the migrants, where they are timing the vessels in change of shift and so on, and coming across.
They are so smart.
Yeah, they have their connections at the various remote areas, and they have also their contacts within here, because remember they have a lot of their family members in Trinidad. So the contacts are there, and they are timing the process.
You know, I was looking yesterday, I'm telling you, of a personal experience of this family in KFC. You could tell that this gentleman came in with his wife and his 2-year-old daughter, and like that is all they had for dinner, and and then they would wait on their friends, and you would see them gathering in groups, and this is the scene everywhere. This is how they are. And I I understand that I read somewhere where the driver of the vehicle who are taking illegal immigrants can also be charged. You heard of any incidents of such?
Well, when they come across any vehicle that they are being transported in that is intercepted by the security agencies, will be
intercepted.
They will be charged.
So
because of the fact that
I'm mentioning this so that people listening can know that if you are harboring illegal immigrants, you can be charged.
Correct.
According to the law.
According to the law, especially when they are picked up in remote areas. If they are picked up in a taxi stand, it's okay because you know that they are there in a public space. But when these vehicles are, especially private vehicles, that are heavily tinted, that are transporting these migrants on them, it means that there are something else in the process. But again, the process, that is when they actually reach our shores. The issue here is why our borders are not locked down. Yesterday, I think on Wednesday, when the Coast Guard apprehended that vessel carrying 49 people and was brought to Cedros district, the Coast Guard and Customs had to ask members of the community to get clothes for children. Some of the children were even with a temperature, based on information coming in, they were not well. Where they end up, the national community or in Trinidad and Tobago has to understand. We don't know after they leave Cedros or when they was apprehended, where they are placed, what condition, if they had
are they quarantined?
Any virus they are carrying. We don't hear anything from the Minister of National Security. Every day he's on the media,
yes.
And the Minister of Health, what is happening? Why it is at the Cedros district health facilities they are not testing for COVID-19 and have the necessary equipment to do the necessary testing for the various viruses and so on. I have been lobbying from day one, right, at the Cedros Fort to have a public health area so that when visitors come in, they could be tested and screened before they are allowed to move out. And the closure of the port, right, that is one of the main reasons that we have this heavy influx now in illegal ports. So it is very difficult to monitor the situation when the Minister of National Security is saying that the borders are closed, but it is closed wide open.
The borders closed, but you have 100 plus Venezuelan landing on one beach in one day.
Correct. And the silence of both Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of National Security, and the...
Well, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is almost non-existent.
Well,
we don't
correct.
know if we have a Minister of Foreign Affairs. I even forgot his name. But didn't the U.S. recently assisted in building a military facility in the South Coast?
In Cedros?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I have no information coming to my office of same.
So
I know they assisted us with the migrants that are in the Bilwa Trace area, and they continue to assist in terms of a number of initiatives that they place in terms of better living conditions in some of the migrants that are living in tents and sheds.
Did they do that to prevent or stop the regular flow of Venezuela by boat there during this COVID pandemic?
Well, that assistance was more or less for the one that were part of the amnesty, and they had their amnesty registration cards and so on, and were living under inhumane conditions in various parts of the electoral district of Cedros. I was very thankful for not only the U.S. Embassy Southern Command, but also we had UNHCR and the Pan American Development Organization coming down and lending assistance to some of the migrants and the condition that they were living under.
One person is asking if they ain't bringing in COVID right there, if they'll see testing them first.
Well, I think about it, I have continued to call on the Minister of Health to have testing done at the Icacos Health Center and the Cedros district health district facilities here, health. Those areas, and still up to now, apparently just fall on deaf ears from the minister and even to the CMOH to have the necessary testing. The closest testing is done at the Siparia Health Facility, I believe. I did hear some announcement on that. So if someone has to get tested in the Carcass area, you have to journey all the way up to Siparia before you could get a test done.
Which
So,
you were spreading the virus in between that journey.
Correct. Yeah. So those are some of the constraints we are facing in at this point in time, and it continues to be alarming within the community of the district of Cedras in terms of how we manage that whole process with no assistance from central government.
In spite of the fact that it is an election season, you know, normally for elections, government will throw out help.
Well, recently on Facebook, I saw the Attorney General interviewing some Venezuelan migrants. I don't know if he was encouraging them to come and work, but they are not helping in any positive way. And I don't know how or what is the reasons behind it. But at the same time, this government had no plan, and still don't have a plan to deal with the current situation we are facing in. We continue to ask them within the district to come and sit and let's have a discussion on our way forward. They refuse to even meet with us.
Is it true that there are about 150 open avenues for them to enter?
Well, I can't lock it down to an actual figure, but there's on the whole southwestern peninsula, it's open for
the entire border is open.
Correct. Yeah. With limited resources for the Coast Guard men and women, and I must say, those security agencies such as the Coast Guard and Customs, I must salute them openly. They are trying their best to see whatever they could do to secure. I know they actually dip in their pockets to get basic stuff to at least keep the office and them running, so that at least the work could be comfortable. The conditions are so deplorable for these law enforcement agencies in the Southwest Peninsula, especially in the Cedras security complex. And the equipment they have to operate with, which is even some of them are not even seaworthy to actually do patrols and so on. And, the minister will come and paint a different picture at the end of the day, right? And that's the problem. If you give the officers and the equipment to do the patrol, proper vessels and so on, that is now that they're not releasing the money for basic maintenance that is allocated for the Ministry of National Security maintenance part of it. He's not interested in doing that. So how could we have the border lockdown, a vessel under very slow, and you have fast vessels that could just reach the shore within 7 minutes from the mainland in Venezuela to our shores?
No, they are saying the new Tocopita is Icacas.
Well,
that is the talk on the ground.
We always had a relationship with in the Carcass and Fullerton district from the inception. That very, very, very since before this pandemic, and also before this situation in Venezuela came to be a problem. There was always a good relationship between both sides. However, in recent times, that has been deteriorating, both because of the political interference, both from the Venezuelan side and also our government in terms of the assistance that is required to have a good relationship with our neighbors.
How is the election season down in that area?
Well,
either party, whichever party.
Yeah, the elections are going fine. I see our party, the UNC party, is making a lot of headway both in the Point Fortin constituency and also in the Labre district, which is very enlightening to know people are fed up with the PNM and continue to reject them. So it's a fight in the Point Fortin constituency. I know Tahaka Obika, our candidate, is in front, and we hope to bring home the Point Fortin seat. And it's shocking to know that the Labre district, our candidate there, Victor Roberts, is making headway. That was shocking just yesterday when I saw the data and so on, and more people is coming to lock on to the to those two candidates and having them as the choice of their parliamentary representative for the next term. So I wish them all well, and we continue to run a clean campaign as the citizens and the voting population come. I wish them, I'm sending out a message to them, come out early, cast their vote for the United National Congress, and let's take back this country and put this country working again.
Councillor, thank you for your time. Do keep us informed of any new developments.
Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity.
That was Shankar Tilak Singh, the councillor for the Cedras Ikakas area, speaking about the illegal entrance of migrants from nearby Venezuela, and those who come into the country on the pretense, some of them come into the country on the pretense of shopping and buying stuff to take back, and then they end up staying. I have been down there. Shiva, you was down there filming with me, and we see how easy it is to come across the borders. Let's take this call and hear what they have to say. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon. You're welcome. And you're the consulate.
Mm-hmm.
So, Labra Point 14 going to the UNC. No, let me tell them something.
Everybody have their say. Only on election day that will be decided.
Let me tell everybody something. See what the last ballot count in the day after the night of the election. By the time you're going to know who will be seated.
Mm-hmm.
You could have 100 people walking behind you. 10 of them alone could go and vote. And I had trusted points for 10 and Labra to go to New Year's. Let me tell them that one time. If you have to get, thank God. But I think that an agreement to you will see in years to come.
Thank you. 636-7547, 227-5739. You can call me and discuss any one of the interviews that I have conducted. I interviewed the MSJ candidate for Point 14, Ernesto Kiza. I also interviewed Councillor Shankar Tilak Singh. I was supposed to have on my show today the PNM representative for St. Augustine, Renuka Sagram Singh Suklal, but Ms. Suklal seems to be very busy on the ground. I will try once more to reach her. If not, we will have to try and catch her tomorrow. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
I forget to ask you one thing, or I forget to tell you one thing. In Persiston, when I was in that office, it had Venezuelan, they campaigned. They think about it, you see anything about it, you have come up on that side, you hear anything?
In Princestown?
Because they say that when Peter Taylor was making his speech.
Well, I wasn't aware of that.
He had to talk in English and Spanish. So you didn't hear anything about that, and nobody else heard anything about it. So then after the first two, he was given that nice speech. Later.
Thank you. 636-7547, 227-5739. One viewer is saying the front door is closed tight, but the back door is wide open. You're so right. All our borders are open on the Southwest Peninsula. It is my understanding from research that I have done that there are over 150 ports of entry down in that Columbus, Ikakas, Cedras area. Over 150 points that people can enter via the waterways with boats, and it goes many times unmanned. Continue to call us in or text in your messages on 378-4975 on WhatsApp. One person is saying the union have outlined their usefulness. And for that woman who asked for the St. Anne's East candidate, just to let you know, the PEP candidate is Philip Alexander. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Anne.
Hello, Eric.
And I cannot believe for one moment that it is just possible that the PNM could have been 15 years ahead of the UNC in thought when it comes to security of our marine borders. You believe it is just possible that Patrick could have been smarter than Kamala? That he knew that you had to have a boat that stayed out there 24/7. And not only that, to ensure that there's never skip a beat. So there were 3 OPVs. So while you had 2 on patrol, if one had to go into dry dock, the other one came outside there to ensure that there was always 2. So, you see, the point I want to make to you, it would appear to me that the PNM is light years ahead in thought when it comes to this nation's security and business than the UNC. Here they are, pining, quarreling, the Venezuelans coming in, they're finding out when the boats go in and when they change shift, and they're coming in during those times. With the OPVs, there's no change of shift. They are always out there.
You are supposed to have a boat, yes. You are supposed to have a boat stable out there. I agree with that.
Precisely. And do you know what? Wade Mark is leading the charge. He said the 2 boats that Rowley has bought for the seals, corruption, corruption, corruption. Rowley in corruption with the Australian government. So you know what that means? It's a precursor to say we're sending back the boat. But let me ask this question now. Anybody know that our borders are used primarily as a corridor for drugs and guns? They come in here in bulk. Over 3,000 metric ton a year in cocaine.
I think everybody know that. I hear they're giving gun on discount now.
It comes into this country, and then it is depackaged and sent abroad to either the UK or the US and all of that. So we are flooding the US Eastern Seaboard and the UK with drugs because our borders are open. You think they said in 2010 this ever resonated on the cabinet of Kamla Prasad Bisesa? Men who sat in the cabinet like Sudratan Rambachan, all of them. Subhash Pandey and Sandy came to the meeting and told them, listen, we have spoken to building security and those boats are necessary. They say, not getting any. We're sending them back. And so for 10 years to now, our borders remain naked. And this person who wants to come back into government is threatening to keep it naked open by sending back the Cape Class vehicles. I want to hear what my UNC friends have to say about that. Talk about that. And at the end of the day, you know, there's a high probability that all the good that Mr. Diyal Singh and his team have been doing, all the good they have been doing in trying to keep us away from COVID and keep COVID away from us. You just have to have one person come through the back door and sneeze and Cedrus, and that's it.
That's it, yes. You just need one person.
So the vigilance is more than necessary. I do not know why Wade Mark want to send back the security boats, and they wouldn't answer my question. They're keeping the lip tight. I keep asking them to answer the question, and they wouldn't answer it. Have a nice evening, Ann.
Thank you, Eric. 636-7547, 227-5739. Do you think our borders are secure enough? Do you feel protected? Do you feel a threat by the open borders in the southwestern peninsula? There's a lot of hullabaloo about it on Facebook, where many people are accusing the opposition of being responsible for this. How do you feel about this? One person here saying the front door is closed or the back door wide open. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let me correct you that certain things you just said a couple moments ago. Diego Martin Northeast is Philip Alexander Pompey, right?
For the PEP?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now listen, you said St. Anne's. Now St. Anne's West, Port of Spain North is Stuart Young, PKM, Darren Ghana for the UNC. St. Anne's East, which is PP Hall and Santa Cruz, it is that Nyan Gapsi woman for the PNM.
I said so.
Kenya Charles. You never mentioned Kenya Charles.
I did.
Obviously, I saw leaning on that radio station. I see your leaning. Good night.
I did say Kenya Charles is for the UNC. I did say so, sir. You weren't listening clearly. You could always go back on RCLU 975 FM and you see it. I have the documents before me from the EBC. It is not my documents. So I was reading the candidates that they have published. They are not my candidates. You weren't listening carefully. I said Port of Spain, St. Anne's West is Stuart Young. And I went on to list the St. Anne's by itself is a seat. St. Anne's East is Nyan Gatsby Dolly. I said so. I also named the UNC candidate. The caller who called in for the information can confirm that. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Afternoon, Miss Anne.
Yes.
In this big moral information age, he called in
to tell me I didn't name the UNC. He wanted to say I named the PNM candidates under the UNC. I did. He had wax in his ears. He didn't clean his ears.
Yeah, the man saw you leaning, so me and I
leaning, yeah, I know it's not a leaning.
He's in here and
boy, he better get a parrot feather and clean his ears, yes? He wasn't listening carefully.
This the counselor from Long Just and Mr. Terry London. I admire those two counselors, how they so up on our life. How they be so up on our life, and how the other counselors, can't take a preach on them. But can you imagine they are part of two opposing parties, people in the same party, not doing what they do. Say, see, it's up to you, the individual, and the party can't make you do your work. It's you to construct and organize how you're going to service the constituency. Because these men all on the ground, they're known by the whole island. Those are councillors. They're more known as some of the MPs who are in the constituency.
You heard when I called the UNC candidate name? Yes. I said Port of Spain, North St. Anne's, Darren Garner.
At the end of the day, right?
You know why I would remember? It's a character I don't even know. It's someone who doesn't make themselves well known.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you see, it boils down to you, the individual, how you want to service your people.
Yeah. He want to say I is PNM.
Yeah, Mr. London is known from Toko Street down the Seajohn, and this Mr. Tiloxin too. And you have other councillors in our own district, and we don't even know them.
Anyway, these documents I'm reading from, they come directly from the EBC.
They are two opposing parties. So you can see, it's not the party having anything to do with it. It's you, the person, have to be visible and mobilize and do your work and be visible. All right, yeah, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Yes.
That fella, let me tell you, how he has two left ears. He don't hear right.
I like that.
Wait, hold on. One thing I have to say again. You're saying about Kamala causing the Venezuelan to come in. How long this happening now? When it's about 4 years now?
This happening forever.
Right, well, we know that they used to come in differently in the beginning, they used to come in one, but look this weekend going there, a boatload of them, 100 something, and they disappear. Nobody can find them. I think they find about 6 or 8 of them in some car or something, and with some little children and stuff. And they charge the driver and whatever. But the rest of them, where they going? They know Trinidad more than Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Right? We know they have the friends and the family. But if you can't find 100 Venezuelans that come in a boat, when you catch them, you're carrying them by the Coast Guard to have them quarantined in air condition. Right? Think about it again. And the people who suffering, they can't get the proper treatment.
Sir, have you seen your candidate in your area?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Either party?
Huh?
Either party, PNM or UNC?
Yes, I saw the
PNM.
That's the same one that asked me why I worried about my pension.
Mm-hmm.
I tell him the Prime Minister, when we're supposed to be getting from 2,000 to 3,000, he take out half. He say he's a senior citizen. Why you fighting up for so much money for? I forget to tell him is after he make 5 years, if they win in the year, they have the big pension to get, because so much you make 5 years on the leading side, besides on ruling, and you're a member of parliament or you're a minister. After 5 years, you have a pension to get. You don't have to wait till you resign 60 years. I'm telling you. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. 636-7547, 2275739. Call us in if you wish to get in on the program before we take a commercial break. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon again. You don't call them, say you didn't call candidate.
He said I didn't call candidates for the UNC. I did.
Apparently, you're not kidding, but you just said you worked your hard enough.
Yeah, apparently. He needs some parrot feather to clean his hairs.
What feather? They need some cooking oil.
Cooking oil, I feel so.
Not get hot.
You know why I would remember I mentioned the UNC candidate? Because they are little known. They don't make themselves known.
Like also, the councillor of Saddam Isaka, one fine councillor, you believe, I haven't met him a couple of times. I come down, Diamond Duncan today, at the area, and I have to go down there. I stop by him, have a visit place, we socialize and whatnot, and such a nice councillor, you wouldn't believe. I must go look for him. I wish I had a number to call him, because he knows me personally, but I really have a number to share. I wish you could share it with me.
For the councillor for Cedras?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure he wouldn't mind me sharing his number.
Thank you very much.
Listen off air. That is Shankar Tilak Singh. You could get him on 780-1906. 780-1906. He is a popular councillor. He's someone that helps a lot of people. 780-1906. There you have it. Let's take a short commercial break. When we come back to wind up today's episode of Politics 2020.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations. Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
I have journeyed.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus, my name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, Jesus is the answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
My name with a golden pen, a golden pen. Sign my name, yeah. Anyway, we vote in PNM. Sign my name, a PNM pen, a PNM pen. PNM.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, for Talk Your Talk. Talk Your Talk.
20 minutes before the top of the hour. Remember, coming up at 6 p.m. is the 6 p.m. newscast with Sharon, followed by Mukesh Baburam. Let's hear the caller.
Yes,
Good afternoon and welcome.
A while ago.
Yes.
Just remember what I said. The fella had 2 left hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
No,
you
what
can't
I
hear
really
nothing
call-
right. Somebody text me here on the YouTube and they say he has red hair. Red hair. I really.
No, just one about the 2 left hands is the hardest.
Yeah, you know, coconut people in the coconut field, they just get,
I
they
know
say
about-
they
I
just get
know-
red hair.
Miss Lady, I know about all them things. I am a senior citizen. I know.
Right. Well, this man getting a lot of bashing on the YouTube. They say you have red hair.
Coconut oil and
Yeah,
cheddar.
because the evidence is there and anybody can go back and look at the video where I mentioned the UNC candidate.
one
I am
more thing.
fair and
What-
balanced.
What I really call for is
Uh-huh.
this is about the 3rd time, right? We hearing about the government look this last song they get mass from
They
the
got
US.
10,000 masks from the US today. That's right.
All right, hear me.
Minister
Yeah,
Stuart Young collected it.
in the beginning, people say why are digging up this thing about mass. I do agree, but the line about the mass, the simple thing as mass. Right, forget about the price. But the first time around when this thing now started, they say they're getting mass. I don't know if it's from China or wherever, and they give it out to feel. I don't know if they're still feeling. Right, they give it out to feel. During that course at the time, they give out some to small contractors. They will say the seamstress and them or whatsoever. I ain't hearing about nothing again.
It was lost, yes.
Well,
they didn't only get 10,000 masks today. They got thermometers too, testing thermometers.
all right, but the mass. This is about the 3rd time in about 5-6 months or so.
And this
that-
was presented by the U.S. government.
Right, and the first set and the second set where they give out to the special contractors. And you never hear nothing about that again. And the one that they give to feel, as I said, they're still feeling.
Well, it's people like you and I who have to ask those questions.
But who, you see, we don't have anybody to go on this program that they'll be having this everyday.
The press conference.
press conference. So we the people outside here, we need somebody. I was asking Ken some time ago if they had applied for people to go to ask the proper question. Them is that Dolly House they have there, you know? At Dolly House.
You're right. I am ashamed of some of the questions those journalists pose to the ministers.
Them joking, them like
They
sprang
pass through, they let them pass through an easy time.
Them-
You don't
you
have
know-
hardcore political journalists today.
You know, they could ask a question, get a question from a question that they answer. You could get a question from it. They work so inside it. When you give your answer, you could ask for a question from it, but it don't work so. So I don't know what really going on. Know who asking the question and who likes Pangala and Kenneth Passad. So and Jerry Lewis. Hi, my dear.
Thank you, sir. Have a good evening. It's 20 minutes before the top of the hour. I have in my hand here the results of the 2010 general elections. We keep talking about the 2015 elections when the People's National Movement had won. In 2010, it is the United National Congress that had won. And one point I wanted to point out to all our listeners there is that in 2010, when the UNC won, the voters' turnout was 69.88%. Right? There were 1,040,128 registered voters. And the total number of votes cast was 726,826. That means that there were over 300,000 persons who did not cast their votes. What happened to those people? What is their position today in 2020, 10 years later? Will they be voting? Every vote counts on August 10th. August 10th, it is your time to have your say. And as I was referring to this article that I wrote, does the election boost the economy? It's time to cast your vote. Every vote counts. Looking deeper into the race for power, drawing reference to the United States of America, during President Barack Obama's campaign, it was expected that $1 billion with a capital B was sprinkled across every state. Yes, it's operations millions. Well, if we go to look deeper into how this money is spent, you have rental of office spaces for party groups. You have campaign offices, which is basically an operation center. Many times business individuals may give preference to the party of their choice, but the backlash is yet to come. Party advocates may donate office space, office chairs, tables, supplies like equipment for use in campaigning. You cannot eliminate the hard-working volunteers who are fed and caffeinated for their time and effortless support. It also calls for paying attention, as the pizza bill costing $100 can easily go up to $1,000, with the added zero explained as a glitch on the computer. It happens. People are so busy and taken up campaigning that it is a fact that misses the eye. Campaigners also do not have time to cook at home, so they may order in a supply for their household at the same time. 41 constituencies means that 41 offices are created by each party who seriously wish to contest the general election. I say seriously as there are parties who get hyped up to contest the election and at the last minute, they drop out of the political race. Now, how do you foot this bill? Call me in on 636-7547-227-5739 if you have a voice and opinion on this. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Good evening, Ms. Anna. Step out the car for a minute there. What you was reading? When I came back,
it was an article I have written. I written it yesterday. Well, a while now, I rewrote it yesterday about every vote counts and does election boost the economy. Actually, Ved Siram was very much impressed with it.
So you who wrote the article?
Me, yeah, I'm a writer.
No, I deny your skills, And what happened there? So each
I will put it up on my I will post it up on my Facebook page.
Right, so
Mr. Siram said I hit the nail on the head. I asked the question: does election boost the economy?
All right.
It's a time that creates small jobs for many people.
Yeah, well, the Mike man has got a little work.
Precisely so.
The man printing the little flag and him getting a little work. Yeah, well,
I may put it in pretty words, but basically that is what it is. If you are campaigning for your MP, you may not be seen in your kitchen for a month. You will order in food. Wouldn't you have to order in food for your family?
I want my home food.
Well,
Now,
all
by
of it adds up. It all adds
by
up.
time election, I'm in the hospital.
I know you would like this observation I made. That people who order in pizza, the bill, when they present the bill at the office, a pizza that may cost $100 could easily be passed off as $1,000, you know. And if the boss man just happen, if the boss man happen, right, to see it's $1,000, all they will say, well, it's a computer glitch, you know. It happens, trust me. 636-7547-227-5739. It's 15 minutes before the top of the hour. Before we wind up this program, you have a few minutes again to call in. Sharon comes up at the top of the hour with the 6 p.m. newscast. Good afternoon, welcome.
I'm just thinking, I'm just sitting on the fence looking on, and I'm thinking, after close to $300 billion, close to $300 billion, 5 years, Eric and them still blaming Kamala and the partnership. I mean, come on, what am I to do? So, Eric, I only had to come better than that way, seriously. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and I just want to ask you two questions. One is that you all had a caller, let us say week, from Tanapuna. He's calling here very regular.
Barataria.
Not Barataria, from Tanapuna. But for about 3 weeks, I ain't hear nothing from him. I wonder if you will. Because he was a regular caller, a good, intelligent fella. And second question, any news on Jack Warner and Shagwana?
No, I haven't heard any news, but tomorrow I will try and find that out.
You coming tomorrow?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Right? Have a nice evening. Bye.
Yes, there's word on the ground that Mr. Jack Warner may be contesting the Chaguanas West constituency, a seat which he held back in 2010. He was one of the candidates actually that have gotten the most number of votes for that constituency that a candidate ever held. 636-7547-227-5739. Thank you to all our viewers on YouTube and for all your comments. I cannot read all of the comments now, but thank you for all of the positive comments that you have posted up. And if you have missed any part of this interview or all of the interviews that I did, you can always go back to YouTube and you will get it there. Hello, good afternoon.
You know, I don't think Jack had the kind of money he had before where he could just throw money around, you know. But what I was going to tell you is that once these guys come in office and they have to start working, they are just like all the other dogs. They have to deal with gangs. And that is so frightening. And you know why? You can't shut the door on them because these guys have guns. And nobody will talk about that. You know how many times ministers get ruled and roughed up by gang members and they don't say nothing?
Why you would say Jack don't have the kind of money to fight? Because of his court case? Jack was a person that redirected things people could have simply done.
Jack did a lot of good work.
He was a visionary man.
He is. I have to tell you something. And Jack never really robbed anybody from Trinidad. He never take money from the Treasury.
I was his personal press officer, so I worked closely with him.
Yeah, but what I feel like is Jack has to...
I'm not defending him, but I know how he works. He's a man that gets things done.
Yes, he does. He's a mover. Like
he is a mover.
But I don't...
You better think with 5 heads when you're around him.
Well,
that is the kind of man that he is.
Jack is a very good actor too. I'll leave it at that.
636-7547-227-5739. Good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Anne and Nicole.
Anne, I'm alone here.
You're going alone. Well, I want to support you on that, Anne, Mr. Jack Warner.
Yes.
Very good minister. Working minister, and you know he's humble. He's very humble. I was working at a tailor's place, and that tailor used to sew all of his suits.
Yes.
So, you know, we kind of know
Yes.
the type of person he
He's
is.
a person that works for the people.
Yes, very helpful, very caring, you know, and very concerned. You know, people make mistake, you know, and they move on. Everybody does. You know, Ann? So you are doing a great job, Ann.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, take care. You have just a couple minutes to call in again if you wish to get in live on Politics 2020. To all our Facebook viewers, all our international viewers, thank you for joining us and for all the comments that you have made. We do appreciate it. You can continue to look on and comment on RCLU 975 FM. Also on WhatsApp on 3784975. I didn't manage to get on to the People's National Movement candidate for St. Augustine, but maybe tomorrow I will catch her while she is on the road. Sharon comes up with the 6 p.m. newscast, followed by Mukesh Baburam. And in the morning, you can catch Kenrick Jagannath and Nicole Dookie. Let's hear this caller quickly before I wind down. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good analysis, and very good analysis. Now, my comment, Dr. Oli has been saying what if Mrs. Bissessa wins the election and she starts back the oil refinery, the country will have to go to the IMF. But he also said that they could not raise any funds in the commercial banks. So who it is really have to go to the IMF? If the ENC comes into office, Mrs. Bissessa will have a track record for not having paid the debts. The present government as it is, they have a record that they can't get money from anywhere except towards the IMF. So we have to examine that. The next thing, he's saying, what if that oil refinery that was the IMF, and right on the heels of that, it says he's going to sign the agreement for the refinery to go into operation before the election. My question, why are you hurrying to go and do that? Why do you want to make it short that Mr. not able to see what's happening in that refinery, to know what is taking place? Because if she decides to reopen, then she has to do a forensic audit. Are you saying she might find something you don't want to find? We don't know about the fake oil scandal. We're not hearing about it right now. So what is there in Petrotrin? What is there that you don't want anybody to find out? That you are so hurried now, you have to get this thing signed and operating before Mrs. Bissessa could probably win the next election and do an investigation. We have to ask that question, Dr. or the answers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's make that the last caller. Folks, it's time for me to wind down. Sharon is already in studio to read the 6 p.m. newscast, followed by Mukesh Baburam. Have yourself a wonderful evening and remember to stay safe on the nation's roadway. I am Ann Dookie. Good evening.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in